and we're on. Back for some more pain. It's just ridiculous. Like, we were talking before we started recording about, going over 500 gets you in the 90th percentile in the nation on the pick'em contests. So
it's tough.
Learn from us. This is not a good way to make a living. No. Try to gamble on football. Don't do it, kids. When you grow up, that is not. Do not aspire to that, because you're going to be living.
Handicapping is the hardest thing to do, especially in college football. So many games, so many numbers.
You're going to be living in a van down by the river. You do that.
Using the Bible as rolling paper.
All right, but Tony's first on the mic this week.
I'm gonna crack.
It sounded like you were speaking from experience.
I'm gonna go ahead and crack this jinx for us this week. I have a good feeling about my locks. We're gonna start with the first game of the week, Wednesday. Central Florida at Marshall. UCF giving up 5.5. I like UCF in this game. They looked really good against UAB. On Saturday, their defense looked really good, opportunistic, forcing turnovers. Marshall's had problems with that this season. UCF has won the last 5 meetings between the two. They've covered 4 of those wins. They were 3-2 on the year. A real good defense, like I said. Marshall is 1-4 and has allowed 40+ points in 3 of those losses. So I think it's going to be
a beatdown.
That's pretty much what I think is going to happen.
Home field advantage means nothing for Marshall.
And it means nothing in the series between the two. Like I just said, Central Florida's won the last 5. 2 of those were at Marshall. So I have a feeling they're going to make it 6 in a row at Marshall. I like that.
Okay, so
UCF. Moving on to Michigan State, -7. They're at home against Illinois. And the Zookers are going to go into East Lansing and get romped.
Get romped? I thought you were going to say pull the upset for a second.
No, they're not. That defense last week for Michigan State looked incredible. Held Denard Robinson to 215 yards passing and 86 yards rushing. They were all over the field.
Sounds like actually a pretty good game.
It sounds like a good game, but it's Denard Robinson. If you could hold that guy to under 400 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns, you had a good day. Allowing only 17 points in Ann Arbor in that atmosphere, I think they're riding a high. They're 5-0. Illinois has no chance going into East Lansing and covering the 7 points. I think it's a 14. I think it might even be a 21-point win.
They gave Ohio State a heck of a game, but that was at home.
Yeah, that was at home. They've shown flashes. Shellhouse, their quarterback is.
Or whatever.
He looked pretty good last week. But I just don't think they have it. I just don't think they have the offensive weapons to get. They don't have the speed to keep up with that defense on Michigan State's side. And Kirk Cousins looked really well this year. Not to mention their running backs, Baker and Bell.
Yeah, they have a pretty good squad.
Yeah, they have a real good squad. Next, I gotta believe we all 3 of us have said it throughout the entire year. Alabama was head and shoulders above everybody else until they lost this weekend to South Carolina.
Yes.
And nobody gives South Carolina enough credit for what they did defensively. Stopping Ingram and Richards, holding them to 64 total yards.
Well, they got out to an early lead, which is key.
Exactly.
And Alabama, just abandoned the run again.
Yeah.
I think they only had 18 carries between them, Ingram and Richardson.
For 64 yards and no touchdowns. I just think it was a bad game plan by Saban. I think he completely went in there thinking that they were going to win this game. They're Alabama. And I think even South Carolina, if you listen to that game and listen to the announcers, they were all over on how Alabama wasn't executing well enough. Nothing was said in the entire first half about how well South Carolina's defense was.
I think it has to be said right now.
South Carolina's offense.
Alabama is a big question mark every time they go on the road now.
It is true.
Right. Can we say that officially? Because they have not looked good.
They haven't. But I do say this. They're back at home this week. -20.5. I want to say that they come out and just absolutely. They got to be pissed off. You got to be angry. You got to be coming out of this. They're playing Mississippi, who has looked dreadful all year, losing to Jacksonville State. early on in the season was solely the guy who was supposed to help Houston Nutt and that Ole Miss team just looks dreadful. I like Alabama to come out just ready to crush Ole Miss at home after that loss in front of their home stands. They're just going to run the score up, and I think they have the ability to do it.
Okay.
There's no way you can hold Ingram and Richardson in check 2 weeks in a row. They go off.
It's going to be tough.
They go off.
You're right. Okay.
My next pick, I'm going with South Carolina, baby.
South Carolina
minus 5.5
SEC.
at Kentucky. I saw Florida destroy Kentucky.
What you did not see
in Kentucky, what?
Was Kentucky against Auburn then, because that guy Randall Cobb is unbelievable.
He's good.
He is
for
good.
Kentucky.
But which team is going to show up?
No.
Florida rolls into Kentucky and absolutely rolls them out of their own place. South Carolina's coming off a big win. Spurrier seems to be having that team well. This guy Lattimore is the truth.
He is.
He is an unbelievable freshman running back. This guy just pounds the ball. And Steven Garcia, best game of his life last year.
What are they giving up?
They're 5.5 points.
5.5?
They cover 5.5 at Kentucky.
I thought Auburn was going to last week, and that burned me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
which means
we'll
it's definitely going to hit for you.
It's definitely going to hit for me. Hey, let's hope. Let's hope. And this is the one I'm a little weary about, but for some reason I like the matchup. After looking at this matchup, Hawaii Nevada, after looking at the history of covers and the games, Nevada has problems. They've never won at Hawaii. They're going to Hawaii. That trip is always hard to make. I mean, that's a 6 hour. Yeah, that's like an 8-hour flight from Nevada. You know, they're giving Hawaii 7. I think Hawaii wins this game. I think Nevada has a very good team, and I don't want to see them lose because the better Nevada, the more wins Nevada has, the better that Boise State Nevada game is going to be. We were talking about that earlier.
That game is shaping up to be better and better
every week.
But.
And I don't want to see Nevada lose. I just don't think they have it. I mean, looking at the matchup history between these guys,
Hawaii is a little under the radar too. I think that's a good little team.
First in passing in the country. And they're I think 46th overall in points for, 76th in points against. So I mean, and 11th in points for. Like they have a good offense.
76th in points against is pretty
bad. I understand it's pretty bad, but they're still beating people. Yeah. They're scoring points. I mean, this guy, the Bonds, 2,200 yards and 18 touchdowns already on the season.
I think they got a pretty good squad. They came out flat in one game on the road so far.
Yeah, at Colorado, and they lost at USC. You know, they lost to USC at home.
Played a very good game.
And they played a good game in that game.
Hawaii +7, huh?
Hawaii +7. And
I like it.
Yeah,
Nevada's good.
The last 5 games versus Nevada,
really
Hawaii's 3-2. Like I said, winning all those games at home, 5-1 versus the spread.
I'm going with Hawaii. Hasn't worked out for anyone so far this year.
It has. I hit Hawaii 2 weeks ago.
You missed on them a couple times too.
No, I hit on them both.
I know you missed on them the second week of the season, Rob.
No, they beat Army, and then they covered against Louisiana Tech.
I missed.
Yes, they did. No, they did cover against Army. It was a pick'em with Hawaii against Army, and Hawaii won. And then I had Hawaii -9 against Louisiana Tech.
What was the second game? What was
41.
Hawaii's second game of the season? The game immediately following USC.
Army. They won 31-28.
Yeah, and it was a pick'em, and I won that. I hit that, and I hit the Louisiana Tech game. It was a pick'em. That's why. Why do you think I picked the game? Because I said there's no way this is a pick'em, and it was a pick'em. And Hawaii barely. I mean, they won by 3. You know.
Yeah.
I think Nevada's pretty good though.
Nevada is good. Kaepernick is very good.
Run them back. We only got about 30 seconds.
Run it back real quick. I got UCF -5.5 at Marshall. Michigan State -7 at home. Alabama -20.5 at home. South Carolina -5.5 at Kentucky, and Hawaii +7 at home.
All right, very good. There you have it.